All right. Excuse me. We are live. Welcome back, everyone. J Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Gonna talk some NXT Takeover in your house from last night. That show was on fire. And anything else that pops up in the chat that people want to talk about, we'll do a quick Q&A afterwards. All right, let's get this thing going. All right, welcome back, everyone. Yeah, I was very curious about this one. I was a little hesitant just because if you know my brand, you know I've been real back and forth with the WWE stuff. I'll cover this, but I won't cover that. I'll review this, but I won't review that. But this really looked like it was going to be an interesting show, kind of a throwback to a time. This is why I was honestly more curious than anything, folks. The In Your House shows goes back to a time when I was not watching WWE. Okay. We're talking about mid to late 90s. And then the In Your House shows slowly developed into all the different monthly ones we have now. No Way Out, all those, there were so many through history that became regulars, that got changed. Yeah, I'm not going to bother going through the whole list. If you know the history, you know what names they were. But I was really curious to see what they were going to do with this. And sure enough, right off the bat, you had a great mixture of old school mixed with new school. New school being a typical, and I don't mean that in a bad way, a typical NXT show where it starts out with whatever theme song there was playing, the band playing the theme song. And this one was Code Orange was back. They've been there on there before. I think it's been several months, possibly even a half a year, if not more. They played the theme of tonight's show, which was read my own writing here, Underneath. That was the theme. And they played it live. And man, as far as like a newer up and coming heavy metal band, I dug this. I really dug this. What's funny about it is it had the retro set in the background with the screen behind, shining through the windows or over the top of the house. Set Agent is in here. What is up? Long time no see, man. Why is this not showing up on my thing? All right. It says Unforgiven was one of the In Your House shows that became an annual that I remembered. Oh, Unforgiven. Yeah, absolutely. That's a classic, man. Good to see you here, dude. And if you're on the network and you now it pops up like a minute later. Thank you, Agent. I wanted to put it on the screen, and like 5 minutes later, it shows up. Sometimes it just happens that way. Thank you, Agent. If you go on the network, they have a whole list of in your houses from back from, oh goodness, mid 90s, and that was a really not a good time. I don't think anybody could say that was a good time in the history. That was when WCW was really revving up. They just got Hogan, and they started taking all the veterans, and that was quietly becoming part of the Midnight Wars. Okay. But like I said, that was all a time when I wasn't watching. So this is someone messaged. Oh, my friend on Facebook, Corey, messaged me and said, "Did you see the Todd? What's his name? Todd Pettengill? Did you see the Todd Pettengill promo?" And I was like, "Who? What?" And it took me a while to remember who that was, because, like I said, he was doing a lot of the interviews and segments like that in a time when I wasn't watching. Now I recognized him when I saw like a piece on him. Like they showed like an old promo of him, and he had, oh my God, he had the black thick hair mullet, and I was like, geez Louise, that's the same hair I had back then. How hilarious is that? Thanks, Agent, man. Appreciate it. It's good to be here. No matter what kind of audience I get. I said, obviously I don't get the audience I do over on TNI, but I'm keeping this going, man, because I love wrestling and I love music, and I'm combining them both now. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Jacked Up Jukebox returned last week. Talked some different topics in the world of hard rock and heavy metal. I think I'm going to try to, might bring in a few more viewers if I talk a little more wrestling themes. And there are some wrestling themes that have come to the light of day recently. I'm going to talk about this coming, I don't know, it's going to be later this week, after some of the TNI stuff gets out of the way. I'll do that along with some other still catching up on some WWE network stuff, and on any of the latest news and whatnot. So yeah, Todd Pettengill opens up the show, and man, he's certainly more conservative looking. And then the joke about the 900 number. It's like, oh, there's no 900 number now. You get permission from your parents. He was awesome. He and Johnny Foreplay, aka Raven, on some of the shows he does. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. So yeah, Todd opened it up, and then the music started with Code Orange playing underneath, a crazy mix of old and new, and then you get the full thing on the whole. You see what the whole set really is, instead of you could see the set behind the band, but it was hard because the cameras were all over the place and really in the face of the band. And then when the band was done, they showed the whole set, and they did something different this time. And I know fans have been critical here and there about how they've done these empty arena shows. Still empty, doesn't count. No, I'm kidding. They had NXT roster members in the audience. Now, the difference this time, this was different. What's up, Rose? What is up? Glad you're here, dude. Did someone say critical? What's up, critical Sting? What are you doing, dude? You're here. That's what you're doing. How are you doing? See, I have not had enough coffee today. This is the last cup of the day, and I should really make another pot of it. I got a long night ahead of me. I got this, and I got the TNI throwback later tonight, so make sure you tune in over there as well. Now they had, like I said, they had the NXT roster members behind the plexiglass, whatever you call it, the barrier, the sneeze barrier, whatever. I don't know what the hell you call it. The clear barrier. But now this time, it seemed like they were even louder. Like, I've watched segments of NXT stuff lately, have not watched full episodes for quite a while. But I had heard certain things that were going on, which made me really want to tune into this. Like, oh, this has got to be something I'm going to watch. It might bring me back to the brand, might start reviewing them again. I've become less critical of Mauro Ranallo. There was a time when I just couldn't watch it because he was always up here. And if your announcer is always up here and they're fighting for airtime with, and I'm not accusing him of fighting with his other announcers, but when they're bouncing all over each other and they're not like they're not vibing. Like, Beth will try talking and someone talks right over her and it's Mauro or it's whoever's sitting on the other side. And it's just, it sounds fumbly. It sounds unprofessional. It's, it doesn't sound like a well-oiled machine, unlike other shows. Shoot, Josh Matthews and his wife have been doing it for 5 minutes. And they already sound better than these guys. Just saying. But it sound this, for not listening / watching NXT for a while, this seemed to be much better. Interesting enough, it sounded like Mauro's mic was actually turned down a little bit. So even when he was up here, he didn't sound up here. Okay. And I mean that as a compliment. I actually enjoyed that. It's the first time in a long time I actually enjoyed listening to Mauro Ranallo call the matches with Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix, I've always been constructively critical about. Sounded like she's always trying to be over the top and like she's it just doesn't sound like she's flowing with the rest of the guys. Like, it's not natural. Like she's reading something and she says, "Oh my God, did you see?" It just doesn't. Whatever she's doing, it just still does not sound natural. And that's me. That's just me. I'm just not a fan of it. Not a knock on her past history. She's a legend. Okay, she's a Hall of Famer. Just what she's doing with the guys still just doesn't flow with me. Okay. But let's get into this. As far as the commentators, I did enjoy this. This one kicks off with a bang. And I gotta say, match after match after match, the level of excitement was always up here. There was very little downtime, a little, but very little, as far as excitement and action. Okay. I was always engaged. I was always like, man, he and or she is really giving 110% here, 250%. I mean, they really, and not, takeovers have always been decent. They're pretty decent, depending on who's doing what. I haven't watched a lot of them lately. But for not watching a lot of them lately, I'm really glad I watched this one. And it really feels like, it felt like I wanted to keep watching to see, because it honestly, from what I've been hearing lately, you hear little news things, you see little things, people talking about, oh, is this person going to the main roster? And I say that because, oh no, they're all the main roster now because they're all on TV. Is someone going to SmackDown? Is someone going to Raw? It feels like NXT is at another turn of the page time in its inception. Okay. So-and-so's getting called up to Raw. So-and-so's going to SmackDown. I'm hearing these little things like, oh, this one's definite, but then we're not sure about this one. Oh no, it's confirmed. Is it really? Because I haven't seen shit about it. You see and hear all these different things. and all these different opinions. Someone's excited for this one going, someone's excited for that one going. And we'll get onto that another date if and when I start watching, like tonight, like Raw's going on right now. It just started. It's so hard for me to watch Raw, guys. It's 3 hours. It's damn near impossible. I mean, I would seriously have to sit there with a 6-pack of Monsters and give myself a stroke just to watch 3 hours of Raw. I can't do it. I can't do it, and I wish everyone well on there, but they've lost some key players, so that also is a turn away. SmackDown's much easier, as goofy as that is sometimes, but NXT has always had a crew that's given 110%. So, all right, let's talk about this. NXT Takeover in your house. We start out with a triple tag here. Shotzi Blackheart, Tegan Knox, and Maya Yim versus Dakota Kai, Candice LeRae, and Raquel Gonzalez. Now, Raquel Gonzalez showed up at, I believe she debuted at one of the last takeovers when there actually was an audience. And she screwed, who did she screw? She screwed Tegan Knox or something. And she, she formed an alliance with Dakota Kai, which is very interesting. And I got to say right off the bat, I dug heel Dakota Kai. I really did. Because the last time I was watching on a regular basis when they first went, when they first went to USA, the big, NXT versus AEW. I saw a lot of Dakota Kai cringing in the corner away from Shayna Baszler. And it's like, man, she's, I get the character, but this just felt so much more natural. She did great. And all the women did absolutely phenomenal in this match. They really brought the action. So great to see Shotzi Blackheart on this stage. I like her when she comes out with the helmet and the tank. I like it, in light of all things going on in the world that we're not going to talk about, because we see it nonstop all day and all night. But, I'm sure there's people out there that are going to sit there and say, oh, Shotzi Blackheart, she shouldn't come out there with a tank. I just saw a tank roll down my street today. I'm offended. It's like, shut the hell up, dude. Damn. We got some new faces in here. Brian Firth. Hey, what's up? Zach is in here, smashing it up. Multi-fist. Elijah Washington. What's up, J-Bone? Fallen Prey. Carrying Cross. My God, we're getting to that, bro. We're getting to it. That was a nasty power bomb she did to Tegan. But then again, I'm a big fan of power bombs. Also, Shotzi reminds me of Tank Girl. Tank Girl. Is that the movie with oh damn, I can't remember her name. It's like a 90s movie. Kind of a thing. J-Bone, I hear that Shawn Michaels is trying to make Dakota and female Shawn Michaels and Gonzalez with Diesel. That's interesting. I have not heard that. That is interesting. Yeah, I mean, and if it's something like that and they mesh well together, man, what did my wife say last night? She was watching and she goes, who is that tall girl there? She's like, I thought that was China. I was like, no, honey, China's passed away. But she said something to the effect of she looks like China. And I was like, wow, she certainly does tower over girls like Candice LeRae. When they do the whole, close-up of Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano together, you forget how short they are. They're like 5 foot whatever. But then Candice LeRae in the ring with Raquel, geez Louise. I mean, it's quite the difference. The Gonzalez is trained by Giant Gonzalez. Yeah, that'd be difficult because I don't think they're around anymore. But anyways, yeah, sorry. But yeah, this one really came out just a crazy match. Tegan Knox got the win here. I forget who took the pin, but Shotzi Blackheart, Tegan Knox, and Mia Yim got the win here. It's a great way to kick this off. The women looked great. They really did. And it doesn't, even if you've got a mixture of rivalries going on here, because sometimes those mixed tags can be a turnoff. And I've been like that too. Trust me, I've been like that, where you get turned off by too many people or too many tags or whatever. This was great, man. All these women it really felt like some chemistry here. And even someone new like Gonzalez, doing power stuff. Great stuff. Now, next, Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. Really interesting. I apologize for, reviewing this. It's like, well, how can you review this? You've been so out of touch with NXT. But I was really curious because I know Damian Priest has been with this brand for a bit now, and I was really curious to see what he did. Someone in the chat, please, for the love of God, tell me what he was called in Ring of Honor. I could not remember, and I didn't want to sit there on the wiki and look it up. But that was like one of the last times I watched him on a regular basis, and was like, oh man, this dude is such a star. You just book him right, and he's such a star, man. It's just crazy. Global Wars HD, what's up, man? What's up? Kai took the shiniest wizard after the big boot to Gonzalez bucket. That's it. Thank you. Punishment Martinez. Thank you. Elijah Washington. Much love, brother. Appreciate it. See, you guys just fill in the little holes of the Swiss cheese brain of Jabon, and everything just goes like, cream cheese then. It's like the peanut butter and the waffles, man. It's like, damn, now I'm getting hungry for waffles. What the hell's he talking about? I don't know. Anyways, it's a long day. The Damian Priest versus Finn Balor, was really impressed with how this two went. Interesting side note here that they mentioned at the end of this, after Finn Balor got the win here. 11 wins at takeovers. Wow. That's really interesting. It almost sounds like a comparison to talking about Undertaker or something like that. Which someday, they could put him in that spot where they book him like that, But I think it's way too early to talk about stuff like that. But an interesting, record nonetheless. Elijah Washington says, Damian Priest is a star, but do you dig his gimmick and remind me of NXT versions of Baron Corbin? No, I think it's different than Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin just had a tough guy scenario to him. Damian Priest has a bit of a supernatural vampire-ish type vibe. I haven't seen enough of it to really make oh no, it's not this, it's this. But that's the vibe I'm getting. I'm getting a supernatural vibe to it, like the whole like live forever kind of thing. That's the vibe I'm getting. If I'm totally wrong, guys, let me know. But that's the vibe I'm getting. So yeah, I know what you're saying, but no, because Baron Corbin is just big. When he started out, he was just a tough guy. Not a lot. Not a ton of charisma, good theme music, cool lighting, badass finisher, and just making him out to be the next. I shouldn't say the next Ryback, because that sounds horrible. Opinions differ on Ryback. I miss him. I liked him back when he was wrestling. Stupid. But when he's like eating burritos at 3 a.m. on YouTube. Damn, that's some funny shit. I'm sorry. I'm still sub to his channel. I don't watch it a lot, but when he takes a burrito this big and shoves it in his mouth in 2 seconds, that's some funny shit right there, let me tell you. All right, back to NXT. Finn Balor and Shawn Michaels, 11 WrestleMania. Oh, that's interesting. Never mind. You're right. The next Gangrel. Oh, jeez. Oh, I think this guy's going to be a lot cooler than Gangrel. Although Gangrel was pretty cool back then. It had a cool theme music, and he did the rise up out of the stage with the flames. I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to spend that much money on him. But Cross was a star, Impact fan represent. Right. And I think I honestly, and I'm not going to lie. I was a little worried about how he'd look here. And we'll get to him. We'll get to him in a minute. I know a lot of people want to talk about him. I'm glad there is some hype for Cross. That's great. It's great to see. There's no reason why, fans are going to love whatever brands they're going to love. And that's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I like Impact, and I watch this, and I watch a little bit of that, and I watch the documentaries, and it's all copacetic. There's nothing wrong with it, As far back as my channel's gone, for a while, it was all WWE. So, it's, you get older, your tastes change, what are you going to do? You got to try all the different pies out there, There's a little bit of apple, and then there's, what's that? Mincemeat pie, I don't know. It's whatever. Anyways, Finn Balor versus Damian Priest was good, though. There was... I'm trying to think of was it the power bomb? Was it here where Damian Priest fell onto the steps down below on the floor and like bounced off of them and then hit the floor and just crumbled? I'm trying to picture that because that one just went in my head over and over and over again. I think that's the match that happened, unless I'm thinking of a different match. But man, that spot it just made me cringe. I had to close one eye. Agent says on his tailbone. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, he's like he caught just the edge of the step and then bounced off, and it was hit his mid to lower back, and it was depending on how fast you watch it, it was kind of hard to tell, but yeah, crazy. I cringed so bad. Tracy looks over at me. Did you feel that, honey? I was like, yeah, I did. And they kept showing it over and over and over again, and every time they did it, I just cringed a little more. Scooted back in my seat. I was like, oh, shit. Oh, damn. It's just bad. For those of you that don't know, I've had 3 back surgeries. So whenever stuff like that happens, it's like, yeah, you feel it. You legit feel it. It's like, oh, it just makes you, oh, God, it's hard. So, hey, what's up, man? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're here, and then we're over there later. Yes, thanks for joining, man. Good to see you, dude. Dead ass and teenies. Oh, it just never gets old. It's funny. It's funny. All of a sudden you look, and you're like, oh, hi. It's dead ass and titties. So then my wife comes barging in here. What are you talking about? Asses and titties. It's a guy's name is Dead Ass and Titties, honey. It's not me. It's him. Or maybe it's a her. I don't know. It's just funny. Maybe it is a her. But anyways, Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. Finn Balor gets the win here. North American Championship. And I'll tell you what, as I'm going through this, you might ask, say, oh, well, what was your favorite match of the night? Impossible to add. Impossible to say, honestly, because everybody brought this at the show. Totally. Everybody brought it. So good. So good. Johnny Gargano is now, see, this is how out of touch I was. I'm watching the promo leading up to this, and I was like, holy shit. Johnny Gargano is a heel now? What? He has been such a beloved babyface. Like top babyface, I'd say, in my opinion, from what I remember of NXT over the last couple of years. Okay? I would say, now, opinions may differ. That's fine. You can have a different opinion than me, but I would say he's absolutely one of the top three baby faces. Now, all of a sudden, he's heel. And I think that was when he turned on Tommaso a couple months ago, back when the crowds were still there, I believe. His dinner promos, I've seen bits and pieces of them. Bits and pieces. The Gargano dinners. Oh God. It's what is it? A takeoff of Table for Three, whatever it is, which I think is hilarious. Little knock on that. For those of you that don't know, and I watched some of this, I'm not going to sit there and claim I've been watching Gargano forever, but the indie stuff that I did watch, we'll say close to 10 years ago, it goes back a ways. Gargano's been around a while. He was a heel back then, on and off, I think. And man, to see him as a heel again, it honestly is very refreshing. And Candice LeRae is that little evil blonde bitch. It's just, I love it. I love it. For the longest time, she was just that supportive wife and wasn't getting a lot of ring time. Now it seems like she's still with Gargano, but now she's separating herself and she's actually getting in some feuds, which is great to see. And I know I've probably missed some feuds of hers while she was a baby face, but whatever. She's still. I'm glad they are giving her some time because she is that good of a veteran. The indie stuff that I've seen of her, damn, talk about hardcore women of the indies of the last, decade plus. Candice LeRae's right up there, man. Seeing her take Sweet Chin Music to the face, the bottom of the Young Bucks shoes were all tacks. And her face, top to bottom, left to right, is red as the shirt behind me. If you guys haven't seen it, go look it up on YouTube. It's horrendous. It's hard to watch. It's hardcore. It's crazy. I think Maya Yim has come a long way since her Jade days. That's that's Impact. Okay. I thought she really came into her own during Red versus Blue feud with Rosemary. Yeah, that was a tremendous match. It's one of those women. I was going to say TLC. That's not TLC. Shit, I can't think of it. Don't grow old, kids. It sucks. You forget shit all the time. It's like one of the ultimate hardcore matches of Impact TNA history. I can't think of it. Someone will throw it in the chat. But yeah, Candice is something else. But okay, back to this. Johnny Gargano versus Keith Lee. And I've loved me some Keith Lee for years, ever since his Ring of Honor days. And then he joined Evolve and just became something special. Back when I was watching Flow Slam stuff. Hey, I remembered it. Flow Slam. I've been trying to remember that one more because Full Metal Mayhem. Thank you. Thank you, Nude Mountain. Appreciate it. I knew somebody was going to come up with it. Keith Lee is one of those big guys that is so insanely athletic and has great ring awareness, tells a good story in the ring consistently. There was, sometimes you'll catch someone doing something in the match and say, oh, he's got a bad wing, shoulders bad, elbows bad, hands bad, wrist is bad, something. Now, you work on, the heel will work on that limb, joint, manipulation, something. And that's all part of storytelling. Like, oh, so-and-so's putting the move on. Oh, he's doing good. Oh, he's going to submit. Oh, no. He grabbed his hand and he's like twisting and turning his fingers. And, oh, man, that's Gargano. Such a great counter wrestler. So good. I mean, you look at that on paper, you're like, oh, Keith Lee's just going to kill him. Gargano doesn't have a chance. Guys, this is the perfect match to watch to show how good both guys are in the ring and that they can work with different body sizes or different style matches. Keith Lee's just trying to, get him, bam. Not that he's, not that that's the only thing he can do. He is incredibly athletic, but obviously just trying to pound him down into the ground, get him. And Johnny's tough little bastard. He really is. And just a quick reminder, just think of all the hell that he went through versus Tommaso Ciampa and Adam Cole and that whole thing over the last couple of years. Insanely tough. But these two put on such a good, all right. I wasn't going to pick one, but you know what? I'm going to pick one. If I had to pick match of the night, this is it. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to. Because now I'm thinking about how damn good it was. And I just kept shaking my head while I'm watching this match. But I mean that in a good way. Just like, oh my God. Look. And there was a time, they tried to. You could book stuff in your head all day. And you could say, oh, so-and-so is obviously going to win. Or so-and-so is obviously going to lose. But there's a few points in this match where you really started, at least I did, I started to question whether Johnny Gargano was going to come out of this one. Really was. And it just, man. So Lee came out on top of this one. And just one of the best spots of this match. And I was kind of wondering if because I know the whole plexiglass thing after the COVID thing, that's new. I was wondering if there was ever going to be a point where somebody actually went through the plexiglass. Took Gargano and just pounced him through the plexiglass. I popped. Biggest pop of the night for me. I swear to God. Biggest pop of the night. Absolutely lost my ever-loving mind. I was like, yeah! And the whole thing just came down and, people just scattered, which is so funny because, there aren't a ton of people back there. But all night long, that crowd of people, you couldn't see them. That's what the change was. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. That's a change. Like in other shows, like, Raw or SmackDown, you could see everyone. Oh, there's a couple people here. There's a couple people over there. This time you could hear them, but you could barely see them. It was more like, oh, there's silhouettes moving in the background. But they really brought it, and they were pounding on the glass, which made a huge difference. It was like I was watching In Your House and a hockey fight broke out. Oh, man. Agent Monty Brown had a tear in his eye after that. Keith Lee made him proud. What is up, Dark Gay what this says right here. I can't read that. It's one of those $10 words. Okay, I have no clue what that is. But anyways, dark day to me. Okay, Lee versus Tajai versus Priest was like watching big men wrestle like skilled luchadors with hard hitting. Is that a one that was on there recently? I'm gonna have to look that up. That looks like a great match because Lee and Dijak have great. I know they call him something else. Dijakovic. God, make these names more simple, people. You know, pretty soon they're just going to call him Die. D-I. Die. Die. Simple. You know, worst t-shirt idea ever. Big D, little I. Hey, it's Die. All right, next. So Keith Lee retains here. Did not think he was going to for a while, but that's how good this got. Polar Family says, watching this is pretty much the only way I'm willing to hear anything about WWE, whatever. Hey, awesome. You know, if I can change people's minds and say, hey, you should go watch this show if you're not watching for a while, it's great, you know? You know, that's, you know, and everybody likes their own cup of tea, you know, it's whatever, you know, and mine changes so often lately, it's crazy. Sub Andre in J-Bone's house. Yeah, it's J-Bone's house. That's right. What's up, man? All right, we continue. Backlot Brawl. A lot of different opinions I've seen online about this one for the NXT Championship. Adam Cole defending versus Velveteen Dream. A lot of different rumors about so-and-so is going to move up to this brand, move over to that brand. Not going to talk about that too much. I'm too mean to change. Hey, whatever, man. It's all good. But I thank you for supporting the brand, man. I'm glad you're here. Adam Cole rolls in a monster truck. If that's not a throwback to 20 plus years ago when wrestlers used to be tied to monster trucks. You know, Goldberg had his monster truck. Hogan had his. Didn't Sting have his? Pretty sure the Wolfpack had theirs. I've even seen some retro ones getting sold online. In fact, I think I had one back in the day. That's really, that's fuzzy. But anyways, I think I've seen them out there. I know they sell them now. Like I was just walking through the Hot Wheels section of Walmart. Or last few times I've been to a Walmart, which is a long freaking time ago now because I haven't been anywhere for 10 plus weeks now. Damn. Save me. Seriously. Calgon, get me the hell out of this COVID shit. But yeah, I saw Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Undertaker monster trucks. And I was like, oh man, they brought back the monster trucks. I almost bought them too. I love monster trucks. Man, I had monster truck posters back in the day. Back when, you know, they were like, they first hit arenas and, you know, the Bigfoot was the big one. And then Gravedigger came and like, oh my God, it's Gravedigger. They really became, you know, icons in, you know, arena shows. It's crazy. So yeah, it really goes back to a time when wrestlers were tied to their own monster trucks. It was pretty cool that Adam Cole rode his own monster truck with Undisputed Era on the side with the yellow and black branding paint job on it. That was pretty cool. Velveteen Dream. Someone, here we go. Negan Dream. Which is just sounds messed up. Sounds terrifying, actually. But yeah, Velveteen Dream comes out. What did Mauro Ranallo said? Thought he was going to come out in a little red Corvette, which, you know, because he's been synonymous with the Prince character over the last couple of years. He's been around on and off, depending on what, you know, he's, you know, kind of flashy, flamboyant, whatever. Came out in a yellow Lamborghini. God, when's the last time I saw a freaking Lamborghini? Probably the last time I was watching Miami Vice as a rerun on some channel, like El Rey Network or some shit. It's like, oh my God, I used to love Lamborghinis back in the day as a kid. Couldn't pay me to get one now, man. You know how hard it is to get in and out of those things, especially a guy like me? Good night. Get out of here. But he gets out of the yellow Lamborghini and he looks like Negan from The Walking Dead. He's got the scarf. He's got the leather jacket. He's got the baby dreads. You know, he's not all hair high with the bandana. I mean, it was really a different look for him. I was like, wait a minute, who the hell is that? Oh, it's him. It's Velveteen Dream. You know, no flamboyant there. It was all badass, balls to the wall. Came out with the baseball bat. I was like, oh my goodness, somebody's gonna die here. There was a little bit of comedy here. You know, it's like, you know, it's an in your house thing. It's retro. They got to throw a little humor in here. Probably not the greatest place to put it. And an Uber shows up. It says, did somebody order an Uber? And both guys are like, you know, it's like, get out of here. Who booked this shit? You know, it was just one of those things. It was like, okay, then maybe that was a little poorly placed. That's kind of weird. But whatever. Undisputed Era shows up, gets chased off by Dexter Lumis. Very cool that Dexter Lumis is getting some notice here. His character is very interesting, very creepy. His look is original. I like it. And this one was okay. It was all over the place. They took out some cars, you know, went offset a little bit, went back in the ring. Yeah, this one was all over the place. It was okay, you know, for a backlot brawl. I don't know what set they were on. It was very interesting. It almost looked like a Disney set, like one of those, like, you know, you walk through Disney and there's the little shops and they all kind of look the same, but each one has a different paint job. It looked like that, but I'm like, okay, they're not on a Disney set, I don't think. I don't know where this was, but that's what it kind of reminded me of, you know, or like a little downtownish kind of area, some kind of little town. But yeah, I mean, this was all right. Nothing that was like, as soon as you saw that this wasn't headlining, it was like, okay. That was kind of took a little wind out of the match, just going right into it, like, oh, this isn't headlining. So what's headlining? And I was like, okay, what's left? Okay, Cross and the women's match. Okay, the women's match is headlining, which is fine. It's fine. We're getting into it. But yeah, I liked, you know, Cole. It was one of those things where I wasn't going to assume anything going into this one. It was still decent. I liked it. Velveteen Dream lost. Can never challenge for the championship again as long as Adam Cole is champion. It's going to be very interesting to see what's next. So it's really, honestly, it really does make me want to tune into this next one to see what happens with Velveteen, what happens with Adam, who he's going to challenge next. I really have no clue. I don't want to assume anything because I've been a little bit out of touch lately. I haven't watched a lot of NXT, but I did love this. It's really good. Nude Mountain says Sam Shaw will still doing his American Psycho gimmick from TNA. Yeah, it was kind of like that. Only he's got his look is better. His look is a lot better. Dexter Lumis was a star when he was in Impact too. Yeah. And wasn't he in NWA for like a cup of coffee or something? Transformers needs to have a Lambo. They had one. I bought it back when I was a kid. It's Dexter Lumis is Sam Shaw? Yes, it is. Sam Shaw had a clean look, no mustache, and his hair was dark. But yeah, you look up the pictures, you can see it's. But his character now is it's different. You know, he's very he's creepy. You know, so there you go. There, bro Manly. Right. Who's the Samoa Joe kidnapper? Phantasma or Sam Shaw? The ninjas just kidnapped DJZ, but Shaw just kidnapped you. Okay, that's a storyline I am not aware of. I do not know these kidnappers. Couldn't tell you. Gravedigger was the bomb. Respect. Yeah, right? Oh, man. So, yeah, Adam Cole retains. Really interesting to see what is next. Okay. Okay, so Adam Cole's been champion for a year plus now. Very interesting. See, it felt like this was time to okay, we're gonna take the championship off of him and give it to Velveteen Dream. Jeez Louise, give that guy a belt. Has he had a belt? I think he had a championship for a cup of coffee. But man, he had the North American belt for a bit, didn't he, or something? But man, it's time. Seriously, Velveteen's been that good for a while now. Seriously, Vince, do something with him. Damn. Seriously. Low blow, Panama Sunrise ends the match. All right, Karrion Kross with Scarlett versus Tommaso Ciampa, one of Milwaukee's finest wrestlers. This was I haven't watched a lot of what Kross has been doing in NXT. He hasn't been on TV a lot. He's had a couple short matches, I believe. And, and like I said, I know I've been, it's like, oh, so-and-so just came over from this brand. You hope they book him properly. I don't think this could get any better for Kross. I have zero criticism on what they're doing with him. It's the theme music is eerie and then turns into bam, bam, bam. It just hits you. That Fallen Prey. Scarlett is a great mix of creepy valet and seductress, and she's sexy, but she's classy at the same time. And what she's doing to accent the Kross, it's great. It's great. I didn't know exactly how if they're just going to make her the sexy ring valet. What? I don't know if they're going to have her wrestle. She can wrestle. She's good. She's very good. I hope they do let her wrestle someday. But for now, what they're doing with Kross, as far as his build as an absolute apocalyptic nightmare of a heel, I couldn't be happier for him. Controversy aside with what happened in, Impact. Not going to talk about it. It's been talked about ad nauseum. Okay? I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Kross. It's one of the main reasons I want to watch NXT again. He's in there. They did not waste a lot of time getting him in there. They see his worth. They see his value. And this was a great, it's a little bit of old school with a little bit of modern. I mean, you see, the fog, the music, the lights. There's a lot of throwback in there. Honestly, there really is. You look at what they used to do with Taker 30 years ago. The ominous music, the fog, the use of the camera, the zoom in, the pan out. Oh my God, look at this. It's why it's the thumbnail of this video. It's because it's I'm not going to say he had match of the night. I knew he was going to destroy Tommaso Ciampa, so that wasn't really a big surprise. But the presentation is what needs to be talked about. How they're putting him on TV is gold. It's great. And they did have a good match. Yes, that says it all right there. There you go. Yep. Okay, I'm just going to nod my head. People really want to say Cross wasn't booked well in Impact. He was. And whatever happened to him is, like I said, we talked about it. It is what it is. He's not there no more, whatever. We move on. People come and go. Remember, folks, this is wrestling. Okay? This has happened in wrestling from now till before your grandpa was alive. People jump territories / brands all the time. It happens. Get over it. Is this a little upsetting at times? Yeah. But is it something that you lose your mind over? No. Remember, it's wrestling. Okay? We can love who we love, but don't get lost in the sauce, man. It's just wrestling. I'm so glad you introduced me to Cross just for moments like this. Right? You're welcome. And thank you for being here. I've been a fan of Cross's for years now and have wanted him to be on a stage like this. The only sad thing about this is this deserves to be in a freaking 20,000 seat arena. Big fucking speakers, big production, fog. From here to Kingdom Come, the lights, the lasers, the fire along the back of the stage, that when you look at it, you can feel it on your face, even though you're on the other side of the arena. That's what I miss that. I just got goosebumps thinking about that. I miss that so much. They're doing what they can with this, and they made it look as good as it can get. Other than renting an arena and doing that in an arena, like what AEW is doing with, what the hell is that place called? Daisy's Place, whatever it's called. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, Cross killed him here. Great presentation. Looked like a monster. And damn. I'm happy for him. I am. I'm legit happy for him. I was a little on the fence there for a little bit because I didn't know what was going to happen to him. But I was still a fan of what he was doing in the ring. Bro Manley says, do you think Scarlett should start wrestling, or is she okay as a valet? She's good as the valet for now, but I think eventually she's good. Like I said earlier, talking about Candice LeRae, who was she? She's Johnny Gargano's wife when they really started introducing her on a regular basis on TV or specials or whatever. She was the ring support for Johnny Gargano, her husband. So, if that's the role that Scarlett plays for now, I'm good with that. That's fine. And what she does coming out to the ring with the okay, lip syncing aside, whatever, it's still her. She comes out and she's seducing the camera, and you're gonna watch what this guy. This is Cross right now. What this guy's doing. She does that all very well. The whole Broadway stage presence. Okay. I don't know, the first thing that popped in my head, but you get what I'm saying. She does all that very well. And then after he got in the ring, she's still there accenting him. You see her, in the background. Dude, I'm no Scarlett, but you understand what I'm saying. With the smoke and the lights and everything, and then she comes up through his legs, and you're just like, oh my God, it's Cross. That's what it's supposed to like. You're just supposed to sit back in your seat after they finally get in the ring, and you're just like, holy shit. Put on my seatbelt. You better buckle up. you're in for a ride because Cross is going to tear this place down. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. Bravo to the whole crew that made Cross look like the superstar. Jeez Louise. Jiminy Christmas. Looking like the superstar. Almost screwed it up again. That he is. Okay? So, bravo. Someone saw it and did it well. Okay? Especially on a stage like this. And that's not easy. But I think they did it great. Fall and pray. That's right. Fall and pray. And we'll talk about the theme music because his stuff just got added to Spotify and iTunes and all that stuff. So we're going to talk about that on the Jacked Up Jukebox, along with a couple other new theme songs that just hit the airwaves. So look for that too. It's like we throw a little wrestling in there. So, I'm trying to bring some eyes to the Jacked Up Jukebox. It's not just hippie stuff, folks. It's not just hippie stuff. So, Polar Family says, is it me or did Sonny blast another wrestler today? I really don't want to give her any attention. She brings enough to herself in such a sad, pathetic way. I don't want to know. We talked about her last night on the TNI show. She's trashing her own image. She's just trying to get eyes on her. And she's going to do everything and anything she can to do it, even to the point where saying the N-word. Oh, yeah. Oh, did you miss that? It's because the tweet got taken down on Twitter because someone reported it. Someone reported it. Shouldn't be on social media, period. She's just trash. It's so sad what she's become. And she's bragging about all this OnlyFans shit. Oh, really? Is that something to really brag about? At your age, and you're doing that? Congrats. Stay classy, Sonny. Next. That's all the attention I'm giving that whore. Next. The main event. NXT Women's Championship. And going into this, I went into this show with zero expectations just because I've been so out of touch with NXT. But I knew that Charlotte was champ. So I knew, when you realize who's going to be the main event, it's like, oh, Charlotte's going to be the main event. It's going to be good. And I understand that not everybody is a fan of Charlotte. I get it. Yeah, right. It's this. Yep. And this. Yep. Exactly. So sad. So we got Charlotte Flair defending against Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai. Now, I've seen Io Shirai in several other matches and had great opinions of her, whether it was something I covered or not. You see highlights, you see matches, like, man, she is really good. She is good. Rhea Ripley, someone new to my eyes, just really knocked it out of the park, even though she lost at Mania. Because I've seen her, but I haven't paid much attention to her. Charlotte, what are you going to say about her? Love her or hate her, she's good. She's good at what she does. She gets it. She is one of the best women's wrestlers today. Whether you like her or not, opinions aside, she's still good. Okay. No matter what she does to enhance herself or any of that, I'm not putting that in the conversation. She's great. Her dad's great. She's carrying on the legacy, and I think she's really doing it well. If you complain about what's going on with her in the ring, blame the company that's booking her. Don't blame her. I think she's carrying her name with legacy and her name and legacy with pride and consistency, honestly. Didn't Rhea spend some time at Evie? I don't know. You're with the evil eye. Yeah, with the contact lens, that's pretty badass. I like it. I don't know. I don't know a lot about her, but she's doing great stuff here. And this felt like, it's not that long after Mania. And I know I've been out of touch with NXT. I know she's still champ, but I really I don't think anybody felt like Charlotte was going to lose here. The end of this match was shocking to me. Absolutely shocking. Couldn't believe it. Io Shirai is your new women's champion in NXT. That finisher, though, dude, is as brutal as that landing was, and I don't want to put too much exclamation on that. It was just, it's a higher. That's why they call it a high risk move, folks. It's not ballet. She did her backwards moonsault onto Rhea Ripley, and then pinned her. And the beautiful part of it was Charlotte couldn't do anything because she was wrapped up in the figure 8 or whatever they call that, the figure 4, whatever she calls her move. She was wrapped up in it. She couldn't do anything. That was a great part of it. She couldn't do anything. She could have, done a little more maybe to try to wiggle Rhea Ripley out of it, but she really couldn't. Once you're in that move, depending on how much you got locked in, sometimes the ref's got to get in there and untangle you, depending on who's doing what to who. Critical Sting says Charlotte's a great wrestler, but overpushed. Yeah, well, she's a flare. She's a flare, The end of the match was surprising since Rhea nearly got the guillotine treatment. Yeah, really, you got knocked the F out. But they really gave Io Shirai some pomp and circumstance. Wasn't there an article a couple months ago, rumors about Io Shirai maybe going back someplace? Maybe this was part of keeping her around, make her champ, The match was great, though, these women, I'm not going to lie, the first part of the match, it seemed like Io Shirai's wasn't really part of this match, but then she had some very significant moments that it was like, okay, now you're reminded, oh yeah, she is part of this match, to jump off the top of the house set, the background, and so other stuff that's just everyone did great, especially Charlotte. You got to give her props, just like her pops, you win like a champ, you lose like a champ. You just and she didn't lose nothing here, She's not the one that even took a pin. So she still comes off looking like $1 million, only minus a championship. So congratulations, Io Shirai, on becoming a new NXT Women's Championship. Now, I just went over an hour here, and I was going to do a little Q&A at the end here, but I'm going to cut it off here. We'll do more Q&A stuff later in the week when I'm talking about some other stuff in the world of wrestling. Maybe Wednesday night I'll do a little Q&A depending on what happens with AEW Dynamite. Any Impact stuff, we're covering most of that. There's some stuff I do want to talk about on here, but we talked a little bit about the whole EC3 promo in last night's Impact Weekly. So if you want to hear my opinions on that and Trent's opinion on that, go check out the last night's Impact Plus Weekly over on the TNI channel on YouTube and or audio, wherever you get your stuff on audio. So, yes, I heard about that Critical Sting. I don't want to give it too much weight. I didn't listen to the whole thing, so I don't want to try to guess. but I did see that in a headline. I've seen some people talk about it. I'll look into it more later this week and see exactly what it sounds like. Like I don't want to put a spin on it if I don't know exactly what she said or how she said something. But yes, I have seen that. So all right, that's gonna be it for this. I'll be live with the guys later tonight over on TNI, doing the NWA TNA Throwback Series. We're doing 28 tonight. I still got to watch part of it. So I'm going to get going. On your way out, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. We're out of here.